Okay, so I was gonna do this a lot sooner and a lot fancier, but screw it. I'm already behind schedule. Might as well just show it off now. So I finally come up with a name. Not much, but it's something. And it's all the new additions I've been working on. So, I've been adding a HP system. I've been adding some new assets. Not just rings, but also springs. Maybe dash rings. There's item boxes now. And of course, I already made this stuff before. And also, I got all this other stuff from before. Making, testing out projectiles, how to interact with those. Of course, still have the same move set for this projectiles coming in now. Alright. It's not moving. Let's see. Actually move them using the air moves. Now I'm gonna go into play mode to really show off all this stuff. So I'm gonna go do that. So here we go. Of course, I've been making some slight tweaks to make sure that all the objects interact with the moveset and such well. So right from the start, I'm gonna show off a little something I've been working on. Wall running. You can actually tell it's different from just a standard jump since you actually stay in the air a bit longer. There's also this. Try working on this thing to kind of get the whole scrap brain feel to it. You don't go in full circles all the time, but I'm getting there. I'm kind of close. And then of course there's the springs. Now if you played Sonic Mania, you're probably familiar with the cyan one. It's kind of just a one and done. Breaks after the first use. Blue one's more based on the one from Sunset Hill from Advance 3, where you gotta time it just right and you get a lot of air. Otherwise you kind of just, yeah. And of course there's the standard yellow and the standard red. And of course we got the dash rings, which pretty much work as advertised. More or less. I guess they're kind of like the air equivalent of springs. So, in case I do any Sonic Advance type levels, perhaps. But then you got the rainbow rings where you can do tricks. And I kind of just threw a trick system in there because I figured why not. Yeah, the power-ups still working on those. So they're not exactly working right. At least not the way I want them to. I mean, some of them do have the basic functions down, but just the whole factor of specifics just to get them to work properly. Like the bubble shield actually does let you breathe underwater. Man, has it really been a week and a half? Has it been 2 weeks? Anyway. I've also been working on the other elemental shields. The fire one, of course, makes you fireproof. The electric one has magnetic properties. I even made it so that the rings actually attract as you go. Alright, let's test out the ring dash again. And I worked out the kinks with that. Actually works properly now. Alright, now let's check out this bad boy. I made it so that since there's so many different designs for the electric shield over the years, I kind of have a mix of the generations in Sonic 3 versions right now, but when it starts pulling in rings, it should start changing colors. It has yellow, kind of like in Lost World and such, but also if you look at the inside, it changes to the layout that it was in Sonic Advance. That's a bit of an Easter egg right there, I guess. Sort of. Special thing about the wall run is that it actually carries over your momentum from first dashing, so you can actually maintain some degree of speed as you go. Another thing I was working on was this. I'm doing the whole ceiling run thing and then kind of having a little background area to walk through. We wanted to test out having the wall run work on thin surfaces, even if it's not like a full layer thick. Of course, the ice wall signifying when you can't wall run anymore because it's too slippery. Because you gotta, because I figured if you're gonna incorporate a wall run, you gotta make sure that you have the right kind of surfaces for that sort of thing. And asking around about that. Of course, the whole ceiling run, I kind of figured that it'd just be something that only lasts for about a second, so I don't let it last too long on there. And it's about 2 hit points total. And you basically just, yeah, there we go. you replenish them with the rings, so as long as you get enough ring before you get hit again, you should be fine. As for what happened there just now, I have different types of projectiles set up hit you, so that depending on whether or not you have a shield and what type of shield it is, you're gonna get different results. So when I hit the blue one, shield was just fine, but when I hit the orange one, that's what got rid of it. So that's because I have different tags set up so that the elemental shields deflect certain projectiles, just like they did in Sonic 3. While there's going to be other kinds of attacks that can still break through regardless. Kind of keep that authenticity up with all that. So yeah, that's pretty much my latest update. A lot of stuff I've added lately. And yes, that teleporter does work. I've already shown it off in an earlier video. It took a lot of stuff to get this all set up together. There was the whole multiplayer health thing. Had to customize that a bit to get it set up just right. Of course, there's the move set, as usual, with stuff like the trick system and wall running features added. I couldn't use wind for the dash rings though. I had to use movers for that. For some reason, every time I tried using wind instead, the game would crash, probably because of how much stuff I'm using, I guess. I don't know, something about the wind just doesn't work with all this microchip stuff. Of course, there's different shields and power-ups. They still require some tweaking, so hopefully I should have them ready, working properly for the most part by the next update. I've also kind of cleaned up a bit here, kind of just using this whole sticker panel thing instead of having the bunch of tags everywhere like before. A lot more clean, a lot easier to sort out everything. And also made some changes to how the rings are set up so that when you collect them, you get the usual points that the score bubble, which is invisible, usually shows off. Good thing. The usual 10 points. And at the same time, you also get one collectible, so kind of the equivalent of having rings to buy later, like shops and stuff, if you ever want to add something like that to a Sonic game. Maybe do a Chowgarn type thing, I don't know. Or just buying gear or something. So these are different projectiles. You got the ones that can actually be stopped by elemental shields, and you have the ones that will do damage and end up breaking the shield regardless. It's also made it so that the standard shield actually has 2 hit points, so that to make up for the fact that it can't deflect the blue type projectiles that I have down there, it can pretty much take twice as much damage. So there's a bit of a trade-off there, because each shield has their own unique properties. You got the fireproof, electric proof, the whole roofing underwater thing, and you just have the normal one. It's just a standard shield, so I figured it's already like different designs, the green one and blue one mixed together, kind of give it a 2 hit point thing, because Generations had this thing where there's 2 shields that you could get at once for some reason with the normal shield. So we're gonna just make it a 2 hit shield. There you go. Of course, there's this whole thing. I must have made this about, was it 7 months ago, 8 months ago? Yeah. It's the same cylinders from before. The holes haven't been going so great. I'll probably just try making standard levels from whatever game one of these days. I've also been working on spike traps. Not exactly the best, but since it's not really supposed to be instant death kind of thing, I kind of have to make something of my own, separate from the ones that already exist in game. So there's that. Of course, all the moves I showed off in previous videos are still there. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything so far. And who knows, maybe I'll actually make a level next time. So yeah.